Like, do we have a shot at second? It's not out of reach by any means.
Right.
But just, I mean, you've been here for 4 games and you're seeing Hero. I mean, that's got to do something to you mentally.
I think that's fair to say. I mean, I don't think we will. Looking at these games, there is no sign of slowing down, really. Aside from the 16th, which again was kind of this anomaly. It kind of came out of nowhere. They do look phenomenally strong.
Let's see. One more game. Then I'll say the same thing you guys are saying. Just because I want to remain with that Prophet title, right? I'm getting a little
you've earned it.
Yeah, well, I haven't earned it yet. But I'm surprised with Torty. I mean, I feel like they deserve a win. And Raptor to Raptor. I feel like his squad, they also deserve chicken nuggets here as well.
Yeah?
But I don't know. One more game to go.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the teams that you're mentioning are definitely kind of separating themselves from everybody else and kind of showing themselves to be a very, very consistent squads. And it should pay off.
The front of the pack looks extremely strong. You mentioned Torte as well. I think that we've seen consistency from them from being the upper middle pack leaders, kinda. And I think that it's funny because a lot of these teams give huge, mad respect to Torte as a team as they're going through. But for now, let's take a focus down on someone who is a very prolific PUBG player. It is, of course, Mythrain.
I'm Mythrain, I'm from Istanbul and I do streaming for a living. I'm here for the PUBG Mobile tournament. I'm here for the kick some ads because we want to go to Dubai for the finals. I bring some good players with me. Some of them good at aim and some of good at game tactics, in-game leaders. That's all. I bring Kalimdor. He's a really good in-game leader. He knows a lot of things about PUBG. And also Mr. Nurse, he's very good at mobile. He killed everybody before us and we got low kills because of him. And also there's a 10K, he is good at every game. I'm still trying to get used to it on mobile, playing on mobile because I don't play too much mobile games. I will try to play as PC. We always go middle of the circle before everyone goes. That's our first point. There is a lot of good players on mobile, but we have a chance. We can get top 2. There is because 2 more Turkish team here. I know them and they are really good. Ramus, you are dead. Now I will talk to my audience in Turkish. Şimdiye kadarki olan desteğiniz için çok teşekkür ederim. Bu turnuvada da elimizden geleni yapacağız. Umarım sizlere güzel bir sonuç getireceğiz. Thank you.
Great to hear from Mythrain there. And again, as I mentioned prior, he's a guy that we have seen time and time again at these tournaments, influencer tournaments, charity tournaments. He said 10K for Mr. 10,000 days. In my mind, I've been calling him 10,000 days this whole time. But yeah, 10K actually makes sense. So I'm going to now switch.
Yeah, it's fast. It's easy. I like it. I think it's a cool name. But hey, I mean, this is one of the teams that, you know, I was expecting a little bit more maybe coming into today, because because we know the name 10,000 Day, we know the name Mythrain, and we've seen them before, we've seen them play, we know that they're capable of doing really good things, and they've shown that today. They've shown that they have that capability to get those high kill, high kind of leaderboard performances, but also have been a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, Istanbul, new airport opening up on the 29th. You're saying that's where Mythrain's from. But he said that they recently kind of started playing together. We saw him outside the hotel trying to get in some games, trying to get some practice. But all this practice, for the most part, is going to be taking place on the public matches. You know, I mean, there's a scrim out there for mobile, but I've actually spoken to a couple players. They don't actually participate in that. So when it comes to practicing, all you could do is practice in these pub games, and we know that there's a couple bots in there, so that level of competition definitely not going to be there that they're facing here today.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen, as we're going to go to a short break here for the Star Challenge EU, and when we return, we're going to have our 5th game, which will technically be our final game of the tournament today. However, we will be having that show match as well at the very end. Don't go anywhere. We return right after this.
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need, until you need it.
PUBG Mobile for free.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to get into our final game here of the main tournament itself. We were previously just talking about some of the teams coming in. Of course, we were talking about Team Mithrain as well. One of my favorite stories about one of the members of Team Mithrain is that some of you guys, I think, as well as Toffees, were covering Mr. Kalimdor, of course, you know, one of the players on one of the pro teams that we have on PC. And Toffees said that he named himself because he's a big fan of, named himself Kalimdor because he's a big fan of Lord of the Rings. Toffees bought it hook, line, and sinker. I was like, Toffees, what are you doing? He was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Well, Kalimdor's from World of Warcraft.
Oh, see, I didn't get the reference either.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, okay.
I like Star Wars.
Get it together.
That's fine, too.
Yeah, okay.
That's acceptable.
Okay.
Nerds.
So it was a brilliant time. I was loving it. I can't believe. Toffees, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, he's at Disney World right now. Shout out to Disney World.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to plug everything.
Well, you went from
Turkish
Star Wars
airport.
to Disney, so actually that was very relevant.
Yeah,
there you go.
So one more game. I mean, we're
more
excited. We still got our energy levels going. Do the players have their energy level?
I can't believe the one person on this desk to get it back on track was Dave just then.
Well, Steph's Dave trying to keep us on point.
That was impressive.
Here. But you know, I think he looked around and we did have a little bit of a delay there between game 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit later in the day than maybe we were anticipating. But I think that all those players they're still looking good. They're still looking like they're having fun. They're still enjoying their time. But you know, they still got work to do, at least for one more game.
For all intents and purposes, we're definitely having fun here at the desk as well. I'm sure Cam as well as Froz are having fun with the games. And it looks like all of our guys are getting into the lobbies as it continues on. You're seeing Team Rax here. Basically, I think one half of alternate attacks making up this roster, or maybe even 3 members, I think. But regardless, you know, them coming in, obviously they have a lot of experience in terms of PC play. Not quite meshing here when it comes to mobile. Let's take a look at Rax and see what they think about the tournament.
I'm playing PUBG at the moment, not the mobile game, but the normal PUBG for alternate attacks with my team. One of my teammates is traveling with me to this event here. Yeah, the most time I'm playing PUBG at the moment and streaming besides. It will be hard because we didn't play the mobile game that often, but we will try. So I already told you, Jansen is my teammate. He was the first guy. Then I asked a good friend, Zudi. I know him a long time. We played in different teams in PUBG too, and I know him from CSGO and stuff. And then it's Imba Bimba. It's a cool name. I know him from a PUBG Cup, but it was only the small cup. Then we played together a lot, public games and stuff. And yeah, he was a nice guy, and then I thought, okay, let's play our play style like in the normal PUBG, see if it works. So it will be different, but we will try. Maybe we just tried to go to the middle and laying in the ground or something. Yeah, I know the Oli Pocket female, Raptor the Raptor. Hate someone of them. Raptor the Raptor, I'm here to kick your ass and your teammates' asses.
And that is Team Rax. Great to hear from them. I don't do this often, but I'm going to address you. Twitch chat, I need you to spam Alf Gates attacks. It's very, very important. Very old esports meme. You may get it if you're a very old esports meme, about 10 years old.
Wow.
So there you go. There you go.
Dial-up, huh?
Esports 10 years ago.
Yes,
You're
there
ancient.
was. I know. I'm so sorry. It's back when we had tournaments in weird convention halls, and it kind of still goes on. But anyway,
Not wrong.
looking at Rax and how they're coming into this tournament, what do you make of them? What do you make of the progress so far? Any thoughts?
You know, they came out in game 1. They finished 4th with 0 kills, and then we just haven't really seen them since then.
Right.
I think they're just kind of one of these teams that's getting caught up in these fights with the late, circle 4-5 hard shifts. They just haven't been able to come out on top of any of those fights just yet. But I don't know. I mean, you've got talent on this team, so I would not be surprised to see them make their way into a top 3 here eventually.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that Rax did mention, that snake strategy that they were going to implement that. I believe Sudi, right, and Jensen, they actually had a couple plays where they were snaking in the grass. They were able to surprise a couple players on out there. I'm curious to see or to hear. I'll have to find out. Follow up. Rax, why do they hate Raptor to Raptor? What's the story behind that? He says, I hate them. I'm coming for you, Raptor.
Strong words.
Yeah, what is the story behind that? I mean, I'm curious.
I feel like post-edit, they could have quite easily just... He could have been saying something about, I hate cauliflower. I really don't like cauliflower.
Yeah.
He just briefly, I hate Raptor to Raptor.
There you go.
That's what it looked like. But I'm going to go with that. He hates Raptor to Raptor.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's a lot of teams here. We've seen every single one that's had the video profile has that one other squad that they kind of have their eye on, that they're shooting for. And right now, Rax have their eye on Raptor to Raptor. They're looking up the leaderboard here at Raptor. So they got some work to do if they want to knock him down a peg.
We were briefly just looking at Team Damien there for a moment, and I want to kind of address their position because in the last game, they got 3rd place with 3 kills. The 3rd place alone was able to bump them up a little bit, and that was a great showing out of them, having a little bit of a floundering performance before that.
Yeah, they've like most of the teams here, they've been a little bit inconsistent, but their high end has been very high. They're finding themselves placing very high, even if they may not have the most amount of kills, they're still getting those placement points. And if you're going to get something, that might as well be it.
And that's what matters, too. I mean, I know we keep harping our horns at the 1st and 2nd because they get the invites to Dubai. But here at this, the event, top 3, they get cash prizes and those trophies. So, I mean, Hero might be taking that 1st place spot, but we still got 2nd and 3rd open. Damon, they might be going for that 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When we often talk about, the kill game. Actually, our commentators were having a little bit of a chat about that going into the 1st game, I think it was, where, where kills or whether, survival and kind of rotations is the big thing. What do you guys think? Because obviously, they're really taking the kind of survival aspect of this game to the next level to try and get those placements. And it is working out for them to get a top 3. They got a top 4 before as well. What do you think?
But how is it looking for them on the overall leaderboards? Right. And that's, I think that you can have these games where you place high with low amount of kills, but you need to kind of supplement that every now and then with a high kill performance, just to kind of like, help you move yourself up, because otherwise you're going to find yourself hanging around that same area, but you're never going to really move up.
Especially when it's 20 points a kill. That's big day.
Yeah, I mean, I think 1st and 2nd are definitely going to be determined on how many kills you have. I mean, it's going to come into effect. Yeah. But as far as placements goes, I think that's where 3rd place will lie. The placement points and how that'll factor in.
Definitely. We saw Fuzzface and the boys actually getting themselves a 4th place in the previous round. So slowly but surely, they are eking up the scoreboards. Obviously, getting that 2nd place in Game 3, now a 4th place once again. Do you think that for people like Fuzz, as well as kind of a well-experienced team, they're slowly now gaining that momentum? I think you were alluding to it in our previous post-game analysis, actually.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just... it's more of a question of they're starting to get used to it a little bit.
Sorry, go on.
Speaking of getting used to things,
that was the worst hand-eye coordination coming up. Go on.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, no, but yeah, like it's like we've heard a lot of these players say, they haven't really gotten that much experience playing this. And if you're somebody like Fuzzface, it makes sense because you're scrimming all the time. You're playing you're the job you're paid to do. But now. This is now, 4 games in a row, working on about to be 5 games in a row, where they're starting to gain a little bit more experience. They're starting to get used to it a little bit, and it might start playing off a little bit. As Toby is embarrassed to even be seen on camera at this point, and I don't blame him.
I mean, they're moving on up the leaderboard, so they're
moving on up.
Yeah, moving on up.
Well, they have nowhere else to go. They can't go any farther down.
That's a face palm, not even on his face. If I ever saw one.
I mean, back to your point about the teams that haven't really played PUBG Mobile too much, I think we're starting to clearly see that with the leaderboards. The teams that do actually play the game on mobile, they're at the top, and they're showing that they are here to compete. They got the skill, the knowledge. When it comes to playing on PC, PUBG, you might know the map, but the feel to the game is completely different.
No, absolutely. And, there's only a certain amount of strategy that you can take with you into this game. But, at the end of the day, it's still mobile. It's not PC. So it's a different game altogether.
Well, you can see there that our teams are getting ready. They all suddenly jumped to alert as they saw the loading screen coming on. And we will be getting into game number 5 in a few moments' time, ladies and gentlemen, with... Where has this spawned? It's kind of like near...
That looks Cliffs.
Cliffs near Milters? Down
is that
that's
Low Millie. Okay.
Okay.
So that's I mean that makes a nice little interesting loot spot there if you want to do if you wanted to try to go for military and maybe compete for some milli loot.
And actually, bringing that up, we did see, you know, when we were mentioning the plane in the previous game and how Toby's team was actually splitting Nova and one down towards bottom for compounds, we realized eventually that they were sending one down towards that roaming carnival location.
Yeah. For you guys that don't see what we're looking at the carnival. It is on military base island. So I'm thinking that Team 15, they're going to drop there again and possibly kind of implement that same strategy Toby 1's team did and send a member down there. I mean, you might as well. Free loot.
Yeah, I mean, you said 15 has been looting Millie pretty much all day. That's all
day.
Team's Suntouch.
Yeah.
And they've been looting up in Sosnavka. So, I mean, there's nothing really that could stop them from sending maybe one down there to pick up a nice little flare gun, get themselves a crate. They should have military island to themselves as well, so plenty of time to actually get that crate.
Unless, of course, we see deviation. Going into game number 5 now here as we do have the plane once again taking flight over Kiev here, and we will be going to Erangel, and brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. We're going to see this plane coming down. It's going to be going from Severny down towards military again. So if we see a deviation coming up, maybe towards that carnival spot, maybe we could see some congestion down at Millie.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see, this is the first time that military is going to be at the end of the plane path. So it's going to be interesting to see if any teams that are wanting to do you know, a new loot spot, if they get all the way down there and they see, oh, there's only one other team in here with us, maybe we can make a run for Sosnavka here.
We saw Len and IV executing that strategy over to the west. Very good. Well.
In Mazarina, let's see if they go back to the hospital area, because we have a theory going on at the desk that the hospital is high with the meds, med loot. So we'll have to pay attention to that as well.
That would be very interesting to see.
Georgia Pool is actually pretty light here. What happened? Everybody just bailed off. Fuzzface and Ayuki and then the rest of the boys, did they scare everybody off at Georgia Pool that hard? They've been going Stalber, though.
Yeah, this is an interesting little deviation that we're seeing.
This is weird. Bringing out new strats for Game 5.
New strats, Game 5.
Game 5 strats.
Game 5. I mean, no one's been dropping Milt to power either, pretty much all day long. I mean, I feel like you could do a nice split over there. We'll see a lot of action already erupting in Rozhok as we see the indicators.
I think the great thing about our planes so far, especially this one as well, is that everything's pretty much open. People are taking cars. You can see already Toby's team. And there goes the circle as well. Right on Pachinki.
We like that one. We like
It's a good circle. That's probably the best circle we had all game, all day, as far as.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen, as we do go to the commentary team now for game number 5, the final game of the day, apart from our show match.
We're going to see how far ahead the leaders can maintain their lead after this game. And we go to you in Rozhok, where there's a fight already broken out. In fact, we already saw a kill. Casper's squad got a kill across the way on, I believe that was Mazarini's squad. Or perhaps it also could have been Malamadras as well, because they're in that area retreating away. There's, once again, just like we've seen previously, still a little bit of mix-up. Squads are still kind of trying to find the place they want to go. A couple of squads are picking a new spot each time.
No, that's a problem here.
Yeah.
Most of the squads are trying to pick new places every game, and they're picking spots where they're like, all right, there might not have been anyone dropping this spot last game, but now there's 3 different teams dropping at the same time, and they realize that last second. So one team have to dip out, and then there's 2 teams left that is trying to loot it together and stuff like that. We see that every game right now.
Okay, yeah, like we've seen 2 squads in Yasnaya so far, but right now we only see 1, and that's because who left it? I think it was Raptor Squad that left it, left over to Primorsk because of the plane route. You see a couple of teams, like 2 teams in Rozhok, 2 teams in Millie Base, and then potentially 2 teams in Farm, though one of them could easily go over to Milta if they want to keep that rotation up.
Not sure. Yeah, we saw Raptors team. They actually dropped Rozhok last game. They took a boat to Yasnaya.
Yes.
And then they rotated down to Prim.
Yeah. Because of the circle, yeah.
Yeah.
This circle isn't so harsh for them. Even for the teams that are still in the process of rotating, particularly Toby as well as Ramis, the circle isn't far away from them in the way that they're going to need to rush to get that loot. They still have good timing on their side. It's not particularly disastrous for them, and that's what you get when you get a central circle like this. It may not be dead center, but it's close enough, so let's just pretend like it is.
I mean, it's a pretty decent circle. You got most of the main island in there. A little bit of mill base island.
Like 65% is playable, and that's really all that you need in the first circle. It's going to be a problem if you see a hard shift down south, but otherwise, it's really shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I kind of want really hard shift to south. I want to have a rough circle for the players. That would also be some amazing gameplay for us to watch here.
You know, you've only gotten more and more sadistic once you've left competitive play yourself. You realize that?
I mean, yeah, because I know I know how hard it is to play those circles and how rough it is.
I could have asked you 2 months ago. And you're like, no, we want an easy circle. Just stay central every single time. Maybe 1 or 2 hard shifts. But now you're like, mess it up. Make it as hard as possible. Make these people feel pain.
That's the most fun to see when the people are actually struggling with the circles. They make a decision and the new circle pops up and they're like, all right, we made the wrong decision again.
Again. Well, so actually speaking of decisions, and we can go into this a little bit while these players are looting it up, that's one of the hardest things about PUBG. And it's something that you need to learn in any competitive game, but in PUBG especially, is to not be results-oriented decision-making. Because you don't know where the circle is going to go. And so people say, oh, I made the wrong decision because the circle swung off of us. It's like, yes, this time, but when you made that decision, it was for multiple potential scenarios.
Well, I've also seen a lot of people argue about like, all right, you're in last place. You should hot drop other teams to make sure you wipe them and kill them so you can grab their placement. No, you don't want to do that. You want to stick to a place where you know. You want to stick to a place where you loot it a few times. You know exactly how to loot it quick and how to rotate from there.
It's also about getting as many points as you can.
Yeah.
And the opportunity that you have, you want to get as many points. You want the best opportunity, best percentage chance of getting those points, and hot dropping is not one of those.
Definitely not. Because like when you hot drop, you're not going to be as orientated as a team. You're going to be like, oh, you drop here, I drop there. And then like, oh, there's another team here. And then you're going to be like, oh, no, we have to change it up.
Yeah.
And then it's just full chaotic.
If you lose the hot drop, you're still out in 16th. If you win the hot drop, you're still not in a good spot because even you could have lost players.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't lose players, you lost resources. Even if you lost very few resources, you lost rotation timing.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose something if you hot drop, even if you win. Even if you win in the most miraculous scenario ever, you're still not going to come out as healthy as you were if you didn't hot drop, which is why it's an issue. But we're going to pull away from this topic. This is something we can dismantle later elsewhere. Maybe we should start our own podcast of our own. Everyone else seems to be doing it.
Every cast is having their
Every
podcast.
other caster is doing a podcast. Let's do it ourselves. Okay, so the circle should be closing in just about a second. And we've already seen a couple of rotations in. The thing about a central circle like this is that not that many people have to rotate far. Also, so it's kind of just a slow little, like, slow movement, one hill to another. No one's having to like really bomb long distances to get into the center.
We do have a little but to this though.
Yes.
All the teams like to go center. Are we going to see this happening again? Is everyone just going to go center? They're going to start fighting each other before realizing, oh, wait, game 5. Once again, every team is going center.
I'm looking at the map right now, and that does not seem to be the case just yet.
Just yet, yeah. Give it a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. But the blue's starting to close right now. Usually at this point is when we've seen a lot of people really start to go center. And you can already see a little pressure on the map screen that we're looking at around Pachinki. But because Pachinki is center, you don't really want to take that city. There are positions around Pachinki.
There's definitely 2 very strong positions, I'd say. One is south of Pachinki on Pachinki Hill.
Let me interrupt that, though, because Mazzarini, they got a line of sight onto rotating players. Carly running away. Took a little bit of damage, but not too much. Still Mazzarini on top of this hill. It is in the circle. It's a soft edge position, and good sight lines are around them. Yeah,
it's a pretty decent position. If you have the vehicles, you can park them on the south side of Roshog, where you can have them safe for later rotations. You scout out what's free, where can we rotate, how does the next circle look, and that's when you make a decision.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of hard shifts, though. And if there's one hard shifts towards the west, though, that position is going to be a little rough. But still, second circle, it's not the hardest thing to get into, even if it's a long distance away. Ollie Pocket able to all group up as a full squad and heal up a tiny little bit of damage that they sustained in that.
Now, Rack Squad, they've been looting Pachinko every game. They do have center circle. What I wish was that they didn't loot as long. They did send one guy out to the south there to actually take a position, but I want someone to back him up as well. Because if he gets crashed by a full squad, he's not going to be able to wipe a full squad.
Yeah, it's true.
It's really hard.
Looking at one of the crates that just dropped right now, this one's also got a Mark 14. We've seen this earlier. As you said, it's actually it's potentially a really impactful weapon in mobile. SunTouch, they're taking the bridge, and they know that there are more squads on South Africa Island. We didn't talk too much about it because there wasn't much interaction, but they actually shared the military base itself with another squad. They rotate, the other squad, which is Lennon's squad, did rotate east, but sometimes they're still holding that bridge just in case there's a rotation in from them.
Yeah, they're not sure yet, and as we talked about, it could be a hard shift back to the south right now. And if that would be the case, hey, they're holding the bridge. They know, all right, we're free to rotate back if we need to. But if we need to rotate in, we got plenty of room and space to do that as well.
They held this building before in a previous game, I think 2 games ago when it was Primorsk heavy. And so we've seen how easy, not easy perhaps, but it's a straightforward rotation from this position. Sure, they may have a little more of their eyes on the bridge instead of all up north, but that's still a really good spot for them to hold right now, and it's not too far from center either.
I think they had one guy that was proning by the sandbags watching the bridge, and the other 3 is just watching the hill that is west of them and towards the gas station. That's the 2 main points you don't want anyone to come close to you from.
Hyro here, still looting up Novo.
They want every piece of loot in
exactly.
Novo.
They want to be as looted as possible to get those 2-member raid boss at the very end.
Rails is just pooping out a lot of attachments here.
I mean, you got them, share them.
Yeah.
Get everyone as kitted as possible, as efficient as possible. Now, I do want to mention real quick about Hyro and Novo. Lennon, as I said, did rotate towards the east, and I think they may be camping them.
Yeah, I think they took Crossroads, which is just south, the building south of the East Bridge, and they're just holding that down because they know that Hyro is over at Novo.
Yeah, we'll come back to that if it does come into something or not. Right now, though, we are going to be looking at Razzie. You mentioned this earlier. They did finally all group up on this hill and now are gifted a crate to make this hold even stronger. This is a very, very central spot. There's a lot of sight lines around it, and this is one of the spots that you highlighted as being a really good spot around Pachinko.
Hey, and Merry Christmas, by the way, because they just got a Christmas gift coming up from the sky right now.
It's a couple of months early.
Yeah. But, I mean, they...
Happy Halloween. It's a Halloween gift. I'm starting that trend right now.
Happy Easter. Happy belated Easter.
That's way belated. That's belated. Oh, I think Spike, they may start to move in.
They might want to go for that crate that they saw there.
Well, the next circle did pop, and it is going to be a slight shift towards the west.
Yeah.
And so they also could just be trying to get center position. We'll see what happens with these rotations right now.
Buddy.
In a bush, yeah.
Are you kidding me? Hey, you're not supposed to be in a bush all
Those guys are your teammates. Those guys in that compound are your teammates. So it's a Groza in this compound if Rax do want to go for it, and I'm sure they will. I can't imagine why not. But Hyro, they're in a fight with Lennon. That little bit of a camp is turning into a fight, but also a fight. Maz is pushing in onto Damien's compound, and Face Smoker is already taken out by the 7 lol. Mazzarini's trying to trade back, sending some shots out into the void to get some covering fire. Don't worry, it's my guy. You got you gotta hit that, because if you don't, you're gonna get pushed just like that. Marietta gets a 2nd down as well for the team. They're pushing in. A trade out does finally come.
Go my last man up for Damien's team right now. He's getting pushed.
Spraying out in the open. They're running around each other, and finally, it goes the way of Mazarina. Damien is taken out super, super early. And then actually, we've already lost 2 squads because I think Lennon got wiped in the meantime by Hyro's team. Those are the crossroads.
Yeah.
Look in the southeast of the circle. Team 16, those are the crossroads that we were talking about. Lennon were camping that to try and punish Hyro. But Hyro's squad, they just wiped through them at the same time. So we've already lost 2 squads.
Hey, Hyro needed 3 wins, according to Dave, or they were going to get that. They only got 2 so far. This is the last game of today. Will they win it?
We'll see. Getting a squad wipe like that doesn't necessarily lead itself to getting a win, and in fact, it could hurt them because they may have lost a number of resources.
That's true.
I don't think they've lost any players. Yeah, you can see still 4 up. They look relatively healthy, but that may have taken up a lot of meds. I doubt it because, as you mentioned, they were looting Novo for a long time, so I'm sure they have a lot of resources, but it definitely delayed their rotation timing. I'd actually like to see them rotate through Sosnovka up and get up towards the bridge where Suntouch are holding rather than drive through Milta and take that long path through farm.
I think they're going to try to take the east bridge because they wiped Lennon squad. So I think it's going to be a safe rotation going through that bridge now. What they don't know is there's another team north of that bridge right now, but it looks like they're just rotating away. So
Buddy. So Buddy's pushed even further away from his team just to hide in a bush close to another enemy team.
Are they bullying Buddy?
I think he's trying to turn teams. He's just trying to get. He's trying to get. Like, I'm not with them. Please let me help you. It's like when you're at a party and you see really cool kids in the corner in a circle and you try to enter the conversation, and so you walk up and you slowly get yourself into the circle and you wait until you can say something to enter the conversation. I think that's what he's attempting to do, and it is very rarely actually successful. Usually you just get a couple of dirty looks and like, what are you doing here, you nerd? This isn't coming back bad memories at all. And so I can't imagine it's going to be too successful for Buddy.
It looks like he's mostly taking shots every game though when he does that. So it doesn't look like any team wants
Socially
him.
awkward. He needs to take a couple of lessons on how to actually properly make friends.
Look at this Hyro here. Are they 4 guys in one vehicle?
They are.
Ooh. Wait, they had didn't they have a Dacia on the bridge?
I think
Maybe they ran out of gas? No.
You don't run out of gas in
No,
mobile.
not on mobile.
Yeah,
not on PUBG
in
mobile.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're just comfortable all being in one car so they can share the same playlist. Raptor right now holding another hilltop.
What song are you listening to now?
Oh Lord, I don't know pop culture. Why'd you ask me that?
Oh,
What's the new what was the new Kanye West song
I don't know.
with the Gucci Gang guy?
I don't know. Maybe the desk can help us out with that later.
Yeah, you guys pick a song. Dave has good taste in music.
Yeah.
I'll let him pick the song.
Yeah,
that they're
they
playing.
got time to think of a good song.
We did the setup. You guys have the punchline. You have a couple of minutes to work on it as well. So I expect it to be good.
Wait, look at
Back
this.
onto the game though.
Rax his team is still up there.
Yeah, I mean it's a good hill. It's not in the dead center anymore, but it's still close enough, and they can still get some good damage to teams around them. They have to worry though because there's a number of teams approaching them slowly. They don't want to get overrun. That's always a big concern if you're holding, especially a hilltop.
Yeah. Also, can you see how stacked up it is right now?
Yeah.
What is going on?
No one wants Quarry, no one wants Gatka Fields, but that hill south of Chopsticks, that's another really strong spot. So I am surprised that no one's taken that just yet.
Actually, the hill next to Quarry, northwest of it, is really strong. Just that one that is connected to it. That one is really strong as well.
Yeah.
But all these teams, why are they going for this field?
This was a shift onto the west, and so no one wants to drive too far because they're afraid they're going to run to someone else. You can finally see Ramus drive through multiple teams, actually, because they came all the way from Milta. They're actually driving to the opposite side, finally taking a position that is free. Yeah, this is the hilltop. That could actually be quite impactful. We're going to see what the next circle is going to be, though, because the second one is only a couple more moments away from closing. We have those teams stacked in the center. We have a couple of teams hanging out on the edge. We got Fuzzface's squad. You also got Torty there just on the northern edge, and Malamadras not too far from it, in what some people call a liquid compound.
Well, look, wait, where's Toby one? They're out on the east there.
Yeah.
They're trying to play it safe now.
They are indeed, but look at this next circle. It's a heavy shrink, and it's a medium hardship onto the left, but look at this. Already a down onto Raptor squad from Hyro. They're still not done with this. They pushed it on a compound, and Raptor, they thought they had a good position on a hill, but it looks like they took some damage from it.
The hard part with this circle is that most of the teams were already on the northeast side of the circle, meaning that every team that is trying to push in from that side, they will get kept by the other teams that are already in there. They're going to get shot at.
Yeah, you can see all those rotations. You can see how successfully they already get inside the circle. There's a nice line of hills on the southern side, but it's blocked by teams that have already been set up to try and get through onto it. But a number of teams are going to have to rotate through. Swalker is actually going to stop and prone down. Okay, he's getting back in his vehicle. Don't exactly know what he's doing. No, he's staying. He's committing onto this.
Okay.
He wants to punish some rotations, it looks like. They're setting up a split. They're setting up a triangle split right now at a north-ish center. And there are going to be some vehicles rotating past. You can see a few already getting close.
Oh.
Mazzarini squad taking some shots at other rotating vehicles. Not too much damage onto these guys just yet.
Oh, actually, I think someone, yeah.
Ooh, 53.
Rammus himself took a lot of damage there. He was one shot from getting knocked.
Down to like 5 HP, but he's going to be okay right now. They found a place to stop at. Ollie, though, Pocket got dropped. Carly's down very, very low. They've been slowly inching out of the compound they had at the very beginning of the game, but they've ended up inside a field. It's not a very good spot to have. They have a tiny shack to play with, but Carly out in the open does get dropped and finished out as well, so they do at least lose one. Casper already have lost 2 so far. Samsa and Keen are the only 2 remaining. Samsa is currently chilling by himself in a shack.
Now, playing in a shack like this is pretty strong playing in third person because you can use the windows all around it to actually spot if someone's coming close to you. But
yeah,
your vehicle is totally exposed out there.
Yeah, that
if
vehicle.
If someone popped the tires, you're stuck there. You don't have anywhere to go afterward.
It's a pretty central spot, so hopefully it won't hard shift too far off of them. But it was going to be Fuzzface's squad peeking out over a hill. They were able to make their way inside, still playing an edge position onto this. They don't want to commit into the dead center because they know just how many people are still left alive. It is 50 to be exact, and only 50 because 10K Days just got taken down.
No, I think the Fuzzface team, they want to try to hold all 4 people up until the late circles because they know that's when you rack up the kills. You don't need to go for them right now. Right now, if you're doing it, you're risking a lot. But if you do a late game, you can catch people off guard and actually just rack you up kill after kill after kill.
Very reminiscent of PC Phase's style. So Fuzzface may be trying to employ that.
Yeah.
This time around. And the crate's going to be dropped. I don't know if that one's going to be found. It may be grabbed by a team who go to Pier as a last resort.
We did see Suntouch team go there last game, and it was kind of the same circle.
Suntouch, they look to be comfortable still holding on that single windows building, as you called it, or the glass building, I think it was called. Torty, though, gets a nice down, running around the side while he was reloading. An interesting commitment there. And he's going to get dropped as well. It's just DGR and Arxie left. In the meantime, Spike has taken a lot of damage, can get the revive, though, by Jiris before the rest of backup of Torty arrive.
Oh, Nate coming in.
Does it make its way through? No, it doesn't. He's going to try once again.
Oh!
He walked out into it, but no, Arxie just naded his teammates. Can they get around the wall? No, they can't. Outershit's also taken down very low. Arxie trying to swing around the side. Wants to finish off, but there's a player who just got revived still inside. Does he have another nade? No, he's going to commit to the revive.
No, he missed the nade, but the guys inside the shack, they weren't sure if it went in or not. So they took the risk. They opened the door. One of them ran out and blew himself up.
Was it luck or was it bait? We will never know. Spike, though, peeking around the side once he got revived, trying to go for this engagement here, but the revive has already happened on his teammate.
Awkward.
Spinning around. Very awkward fight here indeed. And they do get them both down. They wipe them both out.
So Spike's team go winning out from this fight right now.
It's just DJR left all the way in the distance, has a vehicle to work with, but Spike still with 2 alive. Buddy, still in a bush.
Buddy. Why do we always see you in a bush, man?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter where we are on the map, but buddy, you're always in a bush.
And this is not a good spot on the map because if you open up the map, if you can see where the next circle is, it's a hard shift onto the southwest. This is onto where Fairy Pier is, and so that crate may be picked up perhaps by Suntouch, perhaps by another team, but a lot of teams are trying to rotate in onto the southern beach because it's either that beachfront or it's these compounds east of Quarry.
Oh, look at this.
Fuzzface pushing in onto Malamadras. A little bit of damage both ways, but no downs just yet. Mobile is prepping a nade, though.
Risu. They're looking for a knock here. If Fuzzface team gets a knock here, that's when they're going to make the push. So they're just throwing nades, trying to get someone from the other team there to peek. And if they get that knock, they're just going to bomb rush it. There's nothing else to do. They want to take over this. They want to have it for themselves. There we go. That's the knock.
That's the knock that they need. Maximug does go down. Are they going to push onto the building, though? Because you can see members of Fuzzface's squad swinging around the side. Fuzzface himself as well as Luke. And they could be running into Keen from Casper. But they want to take this position to find a second angle and to keep Malamadras pinned in onto this single compound. Keen could play spoiler in this, though.
Ooh, good nade.
Continue to ride in. Maximka is finished off. So Malamadras are only down to 3. In the meantime, Raptor versus Mazzarini popping off, and Raptor taking a lot of casualties. Resistant revive on the side was attempted, but an easy push around the side. Full finish for Mazzarini. I think they only lost 1 in that engagement, while Raptor lost all 4.
And 14th place for Raptor's team. They were sitting on 2nd place, I think, coming into this game.
A good lead.
Yeah, good lead, but they want to keep the lead.
Sure.
This might be hard for them to keep it.
Ooh. Riki trying to send some shots out onto Suntouch. They're still getting surrounded by Fuzzface's squad, but this is a very easy compound to defend. It's only going to be a problem if they have to leave. And right now, they can just try and deal damage to all these teams around them while they can.
Ooh, they're taking shots from someone else as well, Suntouch team over there.
Yeah, they're actually quite out in the open.
Yeah, I can just imagine Larry. He was just screaming, "Someone's shooting at me! I don't know where! Help, guys!"
Another rotation coming in. This one from Hyro. All 4 still alive, and they want in on this action, but they're caught between 2 squads. Fake here and Mobile trying to go for the fight. Fake, though, does get down through the window, and the continued push comes in as well. Oosh gets another. More trades coming through. Chris gets one. Oosh gets a finish onto Fake. Riki gets more damage out. Is going to stick for the revive onto his teammates, so they stay at least 3 alive. But Oosh is still coming in, gets another down, and it's the last of Fuzzface through. So Hyro pushes on in and wipes almost the entirety. I think it may be the entirety of Fuzzface's squad.
Yeah, I think they got wiped there.
It's hard to tell on the minimap. We don't know exactly who is alive or not. But Heisenberg, he's going back. He wants to defend this stairwell for Hyro. Doesn't want to let them push up.
The fire's not over yet.
Oosh is just going for more. He just wants more and more fights. They already have 10 kills, and he's not done yet.
Oh my god.
Peeking on the side. Heisenberg overextends, takes a lot of damage, and the second peek rings true. Oosh finds yet another kill. And perhaps even another full squad. Yeah, they just roll and they wipe out both squads there.
That's pretty awkward. Those 2 teams were fighting each other for a long time, and then they just roll up there between them all and just wipe both of the teams.
A fight here between Spike and Toby's squads.
Oh no. Toby, come on.
Taking a lot of damage, just Yupu left, getting a revive behind that rock. Meyer is pretty much down and out. Jarrus wants to push forward, wants to stop this revive from happening, but one revive already came through. Peeking up over on top of the rock, gets a lot of damage, gets another knock.
Did it get wiped?
Ooh, the Samster right now, this is another fight elsewhere. On to Rammus. Yeah, but I think that is Toby all finished out.
11th place, that's an improvement.
That is an improvement so far. Right now, Samsa here. Not the last remaining member of Casper, there is still Keen down in the south, but he is by himself right now. Here's Spike, currently looting up the spoils of their labors.
Now they're on the edge of the zone here, and they need to move into the next zone, where we'll all see some of the teams already rotating in, trying to take a position where they can actually gatekeep people. Look at Swalker. He probably spotted Suntouch team there. He's just trying to hold them out right now, not letting them in. As soon as they try to cross the road, that's when he's going to start peeking and shoot at them. Oh, he's actually going to throw a nade.
Ooh, that one, it's a little late. Flex is able to make his way past, but it could stop the last player coming in. Oh, but a nice counter nade does knock him. Reels also rides up just in case that one didn't work, but okay. Suntouch got down his own teammate. That's fine, that's fine. They can get a revive, and they have a tiny little, I guess, small little fort to hang out in.
Yeah, they're inside the circle, so they're all good. Oh, look at this new circle. We can see it on the minimap on the top right. It's kind of going to the northeast there of it, and no team is actually inside the new circle
Face
right now.
Smoker is pushed forward. He gets it down onto an enemy, and able to get a revive on the teammates. We're up to top 6, 16 players alive.
Look at Spike. Is he? He's knocked,
He's
right?
dead.
Yeah, I think he's
now
he
knocked
wasn't
in the circle.
Oh, no. He had 2 first aids and 38 bandages. Again, what's up with the bandage count? What are you guys looting?
He still has one teammate that's able to make his way inside at least the current play zone.
I mean,
maybe not the next one.
Look at Dosh. He knows what's up. He's like, hey, I don't need bandages. I'm going for the first aids and the boosters.
Oof. Trying to get the final shot into Larry. Help secure that kill for his team. Suntouch, they will be able to make their way inside this circle, but they're just a couple of feet away from the next one, and there's really not that much cover in front of them. The next real strong piece of cover is going to be those rocks.
A few smokes, and they should be able to make it over there.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though.
They crossed the street. They crossed the street without smokes, though, so they may not have any.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
FaceSmoker are going to be looting up as well. They have an easy path into this next circle. In fact, they have pretty much full control of this area. I would like to see them push up a little more, kind of spread out a little bit, really establish control of this circle, because there's going to be a lot of people coming up from the south of the road.
This!
Jarus trying to hold this section, already gets 2 downs. Can he get another one onto Oosh? Oosh has been dealing a lot of damage so far, and that continues to ring true here as he finishes off the last member of Spike.
Well, it was a good effort. He did get 2
Don't
knocks.
go for the ride. There's no time. There's no time. Just run. You got to run. Keen's already running, but he's already out in the blue, and he's going to be taking a fair bit of damage, and he only has bandages, so I can't expect him to last too much longer. But Iroh, he went for the revive. He actually committed. And look, Eric immediately dropped, and now he's way out past the blue.
Hyro is actually going to go out there. They're getting 5th place because they went for the rest there. If
Big mistake.
If they just went straight for the circle, they would have been good.
It only would have been 1 player, but they still would have been in right now.
Yeah. And the thing is, even if you only have 1 player, if you have too many players in a circle like this, you're going to see this. All of them are just going to fight each other.
Yeah, FaceSmoker, though, he's still continuing to fight. He already drops a couple people. Now he's going to be medding up behind this tree. It's just SunTouch there, down below. The call-out's certainly coming from his teammates, who only just now got finished. And a nice nade. This one's from Rax. It's actually not a nade. A nade helped, but it was a shot from Rax to finish that player off. FaceSmoker trying to crawl out into the blue. That's not going to give those points away, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
But SunTouch, oof. He's still going to push in west to get inside the circle. Keen is able to make his way in. No one else is. I think Keen is the only player that's inside the circle.
Yeah, Keen actually have a really good position since he's solo as well. Well, we have 3 teams with solos and 1 team, Rax team, with 3 people. Now, being a solo means that you can just hide, keep a low profile, and let the others fight. If necessary, you try to take a knock or 2, get a flush, kill them straight away, get those points at least.
What I'm curious about is if Rax are aware of the potential of a player, in this case Mazzarini, up north of them. Because all their focus right now, as you can see, is trying to get into the center of the circle. They're already deploying a lot of nades. Jansen spots out Keen, gets an initial spray down, but can't find the remaining connections while the blue pushes in, and he's only given his position away. They know where Keen is, though, and that's going to frighten him.
They don't know how Ben is there. They only saw Keen, but as far as they know, it could be 3 people there. Because they know that there's 3 enemies alive.
Yeah.
That's all they know.
Mazzarini still out in the blue. He's just trying to med up and stay alive as long as he can, hoping that the other snakes get discovered first. And look at that. He's able to stay alive 1 position because Keen is finally finished off by Jansen. And that's going to be an immediate re-prone by him, crawling forward, just clearing space. Gets the first aids. Doesn't have time for the med kits, unfortunately, to say. Just enough time for the first aids.
Well, he got 19 of them.
He's got a lot. He does, in fact, have a lot. The question is, will Rax find SunTouch before Mazzarini runs out of meds? That's the real game at play here. You see a couple of smokes deployed out. Already give a little bit of a chaos to the map. Kind of confuse things.
Can he out-heal the circle, though? That's the big question as well. Because it's going to make more and more damage the further he's away from the next circle.
Well, the next circle was a hardship up north. So it's actually not going to move too much further from him. But the next level increase in damage may just be enough to finish him out. He does have a pretty good window, it looks like. SunTouch himself, though, he has to crawl further and further forward to get inside the circle. He has those smokes where they're about to... they're going to go away soon. In fact, he's up and running because the blue is pushing on him, and he may now just be spotted by Rax's squad. Yep, he's already spotted out. Already a couple of shots in on his position. That's why he's re-proning down, even though the blue is right at his back. Would that nade land on SunTouch?
Look at Mazzarini's health.
Yeah, it's so close.
Barely.
The push coming in from Rax. They want to finish out this snake.
He's just praying right now. Please let him finish up this fight right now.
SunTouch.
He's still got 8 first aids right now.
Finally, the peek from Rax does come over, and Rax does finish out SunTouch. And so, Mazzarini, with those meds, has secured himself a 2nd place. And Rax, they don't know where the last player is. They have no clue. So they're just running around trying to figure out where everyone is. We're going to be here a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, while we have 5 more first aids. So it's just going to be a couple more seconds before Mazzarini, unfortunately.
Luckily, he doesn't have time to use the med kits.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to wait for them to pop off. But what a great play by Mazzarini there. Actually being able to heal out the circle and staying out there with all those meds. I don't know if he looted a few bodies or if he had all those first aids all the time.
I think because he stayed out there while his teammates pushed forward, I suspect that the teammates gave him those meds.
They also have 13 kills on Mazzarini's team. That's a lot. That's going to be a huge boost for him coming into the for tomorrow's games.
And he's out of first aids. So
he's going to try to use a medkit, but it's not going to work.
Nah, just barely not enough time. Please don't be enough time.
Oh,
just barely not enough time. He actually could have used them earlier, but already has the sunglasses on. He knows what he did, and he got himself a second place as well with, as you said, what is that, 13 kills. That's a good number, but it's going to be Rax, Squad Rax, who take game number 5 at the very end to round out the day. Only 7 kills.
Well, okay, yeah, but I want to take a look at the team that got 5th place, Halo. They got 16 kills again.
Yeah.
That's the highest amount of kills we've seen so far. It's been stuck on 15 for a few games, but hey, they just higher up the top there to 16.
Yeah, it's a lot of points still being spread out amongst everyone. But a nice finish there from Rax. They were very quiet for most of the game. A lot of the action was happening south of that road on that single compound where we saw Hyro just roll up and wipe everyone else there, everyone but Keen.
Yeah.
Everyone but Keen. Keen stayed alive. He was actually the lone survivor from that location.
He somehow managed to run, just run in the circle there with no first aids here. He only had the bandages. But I don't think that pink suit he was wearing helped him out to camouflage in the grass there.
No, it helped him a lot, I can assure you. Wearing pink is always a top-level strategy. But yeah, no, Rax, though, at the end there, once all the action happened around them, once it all kind of thinned out, they recognized the position that they were in with this circle. They saw their shot, they saw their opening, and they just went for it, and they just crawled forward and just combed through everything. They kept 3 alive to the very end, and then dealt with the final snakes.
Now, I'm curious. That was the last game for today, but we still have the show match after this. But for tomorrow, do we still see Buddy in bushes?
Yes. I think that has been, it's confirmed that that's going to be a universal constant at this point, I believe. But that is, as we said, it for game number 5. And it's going to be Rax, who are, of course, the winners down to the stage, where Tanya is going to be asking them a few questions.
Yes, I'm here with Rax, the winners of game number 5. So how does it feel to gain the victory in the last of the first game?
It feels really, really nice because the last games went what I'm talking. Went really bad, yeah, and we are happy that we are back now, and let's see what we can do.
Jensen, you had a pretty slow start today, and then you gained victory. So what helped? What did you change, maybe?
The first couple games we played way too passive, and I don't know, we were lying around on the ground a lot, and just we're trying to dodge fights. And right now we're pretty much almost last place anyway, so we're going to go more aggressive, just going to have fun, and it worked.
So how does it feel to play on the LAN PUBG Mobile? Did you expect to become the player in this game?
It's really nice here. The stage is huge. It looks really cool, and our expectation was to be, I don't know, maybe to get top 5 or maybe top 1, top 2. I don't know.
Jensen, what do you think? Do you feel nervous playing on LAN, playing on stage with all the teams beside you?
Not really. I mean, we have a couple of LAN events already, so it's like our 4th LAN event this year, so it's quite usual, quite common. And it's just nice to meet all the guys again, and yeah, just a lot of fun overall.
Do you have any friends among all the teams, and who are they?
Yeah, like for example, the Suntouch guys, and also Damien, for example, we got to meet him at the hotel. And a couple of other guys, I don't know. Also the casters for us and stuff. I mean, it's a small community and it's very friendly, and it's always fun to meet them.
Maybe you have some principal opponents, some teams that you don't really like and you want to fight them particularly?
Yeah, some teams, they're really good, and it would be cool when we can destroy them, but it's hard to play against them because some of the teams are really, really good here.
Obviously, what do you want to say to all the fans, all the people who support you at home, maybe? A couple of words.
It's cool that you tune in and watch our plays, and we hope that we can win more games and maybe drive to Dubai or fly.
Yeah, thanks guys. Keep tuning in. I hope you enjoy the event as much as we do, and see you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you very much, guys, for this interview, and over to you guys.
Utonia's Rax finally rack up a win here for game number 5, getting themselves a good old chicken nugget. I think Mr. Dave would respond to it.
Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Multiple.
6 or 9 is the question.
Yeah.
Depends where you order from.
Oh, okay, fair play. But regardless of that, they got themselves 7 kills along the way as well, so not too bad, really getting themselves a nice cumulative amount of points, though. Mazzarini as well, 2nd place. I can't believe the strategy that they employed, but it worked somehow.
We're bringing back early access, like Season 2, healing in the blue strats. On mobile, they're finally making their way over to mobile, but it worked. They got Mazzarini on top of that 13 kills.
Absolutely.
So they did work for it to get that 2nd place position. That just kind of didn't end up getting it in probably the way they thought they were going to get it.
15 first aids, I think Froz mentioned. That's how many were in the backpack. I mean, I think it was phenomenal. I mean, to be able to be a solo member, outlive Suntouch, who's actually in the circle, trying to frag out, trying to fight, get that 2nd place. I mean, it's all about those placement points.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier, right? Them dropping at hospital and finding all the meds.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw them earlier with 15 first aids and 3 med kits.
These guys are dancing with each other, shooting the guns.
Pushing a compound in mobile is
it's challenging.
A sight to behold, for sure.
That's where the grenade was landing out front.
If you'd have stayed in the building, I guess it'd been okay. Oh, was it? I think it was outside.
Cue the Benny Hill music is
chasing each other.
Running around the outside of the shack.
They look at each other.
Look at there's a member of Toby's team getting a kill. Ooh. Take a picture. Screenshot it.
This was
happened.
This was Hyro pushing this compound. They actually were in a compound to the northeast of this, but then the hard shift forced them to push on into here. They won this fight, but then after they claimed this compound, the next 2 circles just did not favor them.
I mean,
and
each
they had
time.
to push.
Yeah, Heisenberg keeps making